Hey guys, this is number two, PFT uh, problems for Louisville to solve. Number two. So let me refer to my outline here. So what we're doing is just talking about how do we start locally, and but let me go back through some of the topics, touch upon what I talked about last time. Uh, Problems for Louisville to solve. So we're thinking locally, the old environmental slogan, think globally and act locally. So how do we act locally? But more to the important to that, let's back way up and look at the big picture. We're in our busy lives, and some of us are involved in activism, and it's like, how can we make it so that activism is one of the most important things we do? How can we make it so that activism is fun? So that's what this is all about. Problems for Louisville to solve, including doing our part to save our planet. A big issue here is that we should be able to get government to bend to our will. Government should how to get government to be of the people, by the people, for the people. Another problem is just doing our part to save our planet. Another problem to solve is how to do our part for climate change, how to do our part for species extinction. Species are disappearing at a rapid rate. So I could go on, but let's focus this time on the Green New Deal. And the way I figure much of the Green New Deal can be thought of in terms of these 11 items, these 11 areas where we could create new jobs. We could make the government bend to our will. The government should be here to serve us. So let's make the government serve us by making the government create opportunities in these 11 areas. So to do a Green New Deal, we need more solar power. I'm going to run through them real quick. We need more solar power. We need more wind power. We need something called home energy retrofitting, making not only homes, but buildings, making buildings energy efficient. A major area where there's a lot of work that could be done. But we're not going to do that work as long as the number one priority of the United States of America is to go overseas and blow people up. And so the fourth area is mass transit. So solar, wind, home energy retrofitting, mass transit, state-of-the-art energy grid. We need an energy grid of the future. What we have is an energy grid of the past. We need to change that. We need an energy grid of the future, not the past. There's a lot of work to be done, a lot of jobs to be created. Those jobs, many of them need to be government jobs. The ones that are not government jobs need to be government funded. The ones that aren't entirely funded by the government should be funded with government guaranteed loans. So this state-of-the-art energy grid is something that requires some research and development. The United States could be a world leader in this state-of-the-art. So by state-of-the-art, what I mean is that the energy grid, such as it is now, is made to transmit electricity from a coal-burning power plant to one coal-burning plant serves thousands of homes, if not potentially millions of homes. We need the type of energy system where you can generate solar power on your roof and that be transmitted to other places. So we need that kind of smart grid instead of a dumb grid. We need a smart grid of the future instead of a dumb grid of the past. Another thing that we need, and we need it through government jobs, through government funded jobs, and through jobs that are funded partially through government guaranteed loans. We need something I call ecological forestry. We need, that's almost unheard of. It's too bad that it's unheard of, but it's, everybody knows somebody that is in the armed services or was in the armed services. And part of the reason we have that is because The government puts a lot of money at all of these things, including ecological forestry. Our forests need to be ecologically sound. It takes a certain amount of knowledge and a certain amount of work to know how to maintain a forest in such a way that that the forest is healthy and provides the services to us that a forest can provide, which includes, forests are habitat for birds, insects, butterflies, bees, small mammals. Forests are habitat for that. They also provide services in terms of clean water, clean air, etc. So we need ecological forestry a whole lot more than we need soldiers. So let's redirect that from one to the other. We need ecological farming. The food system we have is not ecological. The way that we get our food is not ecological. It's not healthy. The way that we get our food involves a lot of erosion of topsoil. It involves it's not good for pollinators. It's not good for water quality. So it's not good for wildlife. So we need to do farming differently. So we need to employ people in the area of ecological forestry. Farming, forestry and farming. And we need to employ people in the area of ecological landscaping. And by ecological, I mean the type of landscaping that supports our birds, butterflies, and our bees. So the type of landscaping that we have now, by landscaping, I mean, the grass, the trees, the bushes that we put in place outside where we live, work, and play. What we do now is not very healthy. We need more native plants. We need more native trees. We need more area to be covered with native plants, native wildflowers, native trees, native vines, and we need a lot less of it to be mowed, and we need a lot less of it to be covered with non-native and invasive species. That takes a certain amount of work. It takes a certain amount of expertise. We need more of that and a whole lot less spending on defense. I keep talking about defense. It's not the only way that our government wastes money, but it's the main way that our government wastes money. So we need to take all of this, $1.25 trillion a year that we spend on defense, and we need to put that into things that are healthier, things that support life, things that affirm life. Another area, see how much time I have left. I have a couple minutes left. Another area is, we've talked about solar, wind, home energy or building energy retrofitting, mass transit, state-of-the-art energy grid, ecological forestry, ecological farming, ecological landscaping. We need to employ more people in the area of health. We need to, you would think, okay, doctors and nurses are known to make a pretty good living, but they're stretched. They don't have enough help. That we need more skilled and so-called unskilled people. We need to pay people to take care of people who are sick, people who are infirm, people who are elderly. We need to invest in these jobs. And it's low carbon. These are low carbon jobs. We need to invest in education. We need to pay our teachers better. We need to have more teachers, more teaching assistants. We need for our schools to be fully funded, because education is an investment in the future. It should be something that we embody, not just something that we give lip service to. Lastly, out of these 11 categories, we need funding for the arts, and that might include, say, community theater. Instead of letting Hollywood movies be a primary source of entertainment, we need a little bit less of that and a little bit more things like community theater, visual arts, etc. That's all my time. Talk to you next time.